we also have some replays. And I've stalled for long enough. And I will try and see what I can say about your Peacock. Unfortunately, I've not been able to get a hold of someone who I'd hold their opinion of in a better light than myself. And I am by no means a Peacock expert. So you might end up just getting Parasol advice instead anyway. We'll see. Yeah, Soul, I know. Peacock is iffy. Band I can kind of point out help with. I mean, okay, yeah, default round start, more than fine. Took a little bit to get the pattern going, but it's whatever. No. Don't. There's no reason to do this here. Don't. I'm not entirely sure what you were expecting, but if you're gonna mash a reversal, mash Embing. Like, this is a huge overreaction for almost no reward. Do they deal with... Oh, they do deal with it. It's actually really well done by them. Okay. I see what you mean by your band is weak. You don't always have to choose the nuclear option. I'ma just put it that way. So, what were you... Okay. Especially because you had PBGC there, honestly, jab would have been fine. And Band's jab is ludicrous. You also could have had a beat extend, and then you can play the, whatchamacallit, the beat extend frame trap game. It's like, am I gonna SSJ? Which, yes, that is really high risk, high reward, but it's not any worse than anything you've chosen already. This is just violence in a bad way and asking your character to die. And a grab punish, okay. And a drop. Oh, both of you. What the hell? I guess they have a safe DHC. Kind of? Yeah. You've had like 4 or 5 like choices on defense, and almost all of them have been incredibly risky. And this is just game 1. I understand if you're panicking, but you're not in a position where you need to be panicking. These are severe overreactions and not smart reactions, if that makes any sense. I don't know what that quake was. It's whatever, probably huggy button. Good bait. Yep, too high in the air for that, unfortunately. And you kind of just have to react to that. Actually, small thing, after the burst bait, you can medium counter hit. If not heavy counter hit. Just a small thing. And then that's just knowing small characters suck and blocking Bayo raw tag. You didn't even get hit high here. What are you pressing? Wait. You just neutral jumped instead of up backing. Okay. Either that or you missed the a heavy kick entirely. It's one of the two. It puts you out of the corner, which is nice. Yeah, run away. Good job. Don't let him just hit your assist like that. Risky mix, but I'm not gonna really judge you too hard for that. I honestly would have much rather you tag in Peacock here than Band. Good safe jump. Or just neutral jump. Confirm. Can you deal with the Peacock? Or the bomb, rather. No, you cannot. Right idea would have been a dead character if you had the routes, but the game's basically won. Yeah. Hello, Tossel. You missed an experience. Also, yeah, that's a very good point, and something I know Penny used to yell at Flute or Sam, I don't know if you remember either of them, to do all the time. Very similar to Parasol jumping to medium kick, the stomp. Band's jumping medium kick is a really fast instant overhead that he can't really convert off by himself easily. But if you have an assist, in this instance, George, it's a really nice confirm. And you can always still go low, it's just a free high-low off of it. And that is definitely something to think about if you have P in the back. Okay, what was this round start? Yeah. Whatchamacall. Like, an aggressive round start is alright, but I really would recommend avoiding it in a matchup as volatile as this. Yeah, I mean, you can go into, like, George, but if Bayo just does DP round start, which is not necessarily uncommon, you just lose. And losing neutral to Beowulf at the start of the round is one way to just instantly neuter your Peacock. So it's like, it is an option, but it's really risky and I would not recommend it. Unless you're starting to get into like some serious Yomi with the player you're playing against. And default zoning, yeah. Teleport, good job. Weird route. Block. No punish, Satch. I'm gonna take this as just unfamiliarity with dealing with this raw tag. Because I've never seen that before in my life. Drop. You can anti-air it, or unless it's really scuffed, I kind of just assume you can block it, because almost every raw tag is unsafe on block. Nice. Yeah, you didn't need to super after the Lenny, because Arma's only one hit. That raw tag looks like problems. Fair enough for incoming. Yep, and again, I agree with the strong start a whole lot more. Just keep the Bayo away from you. That's all you want to do. Good block. Unfortunately, no punish. Good blocks. This shouldn't be your immediate option for, like... You've done this more than you've M-banged, and that's kind of an issue. It's a lot of meter. You're taking Peacock out and putting a character in who is much worse in neutral. Granted, you do have L-Shot and L-George, which Band can use to make his life a whole lot easier. And outside of that, it's just, what if you guessed wrong? Because instead of an incredibly hard DP to punish, it's a free heavy counter hit that they kind of just have to deal with Lenny, which a smart player kind of can. It's just really risky for not that much reward, and it's expensive. Yeah, raw tag. It's kind of hard to deal with. Good pickup. Drop. Mash. Yeah, go back. There. You didn't need to push block that. You were going to chicken block that, especially because you already had George coming to cover you. So you probably would have gotten a combo off that if you didn't chicken, or if you didn't push block, rather. Tech out. Please tech out of the corner. Okay. No punish, it's alright. Good block, good punish. Unfortunate drop. Good pressure. Kind of fortunate they didn't push block you out at all, but... Good air throw. Wait, how did he not punish this? Oh, because he hit your assist, did he recover? I don't know how Bayo raw tag works, I hate it. Unnecessary reset. I know you were nervous about them getting that high, but... Okay, again here. My question is, why would you tag into Band rather than Peacock? Just seems like you're making things a little bit more difficult for yourself than they need to be. Staying Parasol, setting up an incoming, or they're throwing in Peacock to just force Umbrella to deal with that, because her mobility is awful, force her to use Bar to even get close to you. All seem better than throwing in Big Band when I'm pretty sure any of your character's basic B&B will kill her at this range. So it's not even a question of I just wanted one hit. And these are kind of things you need to start thinking about. And dead. And yeah, to reiterate on my like small comment about teching back into the corner, teching you lose, what is it, like 120 on Dizzy if you do it. You lose half your full on Dizzy bar. Or you lose half your current on Dizzy, depending on the situation. I forget which. Half your current, yeah. So if you're ticking back into the corner, you're just letting them pressure you faster and giving them more on Dizzy to work with. If you're going to tech, you need to be thinking about taking out of the corner. A very valid option is just not teching at all. Doing your basic wake up. A lot of people tech just like automatically, so people kind of autopilot into tech pressure. But if you hold your wake up, one, you're not draining any of your Dizzy. Two, some people might just autopilot into something that doesn't work because your wake up's a lot slower than they expected because you didn't tech. Just other things to think about. Because teching back into the corner is literally just shooting yourself in the foot at that point. Yeah, that's a much more valid round start. And start the zoning. The zoning pattern, and I know you're getting used to Peacock, always feels a little bit slow to get started. Okay, yep, here we go. Block that. Make sure George doesn't mess up your combo. Now what's your choice here? Do you keep the band in or do you want to snap in the Bayo? Drop the combo. Okay. It's understandable, you're learning. Yeah. Bayo raw tag is hard to deal with, but if someone's doing it consistently, you definitely need to try and actively keep your mind out for it, because it's not supposed to work that often. And then I'm gonna... Stuff like this is like, treat it like junk food. It's like, it's nice and it feels really good when you do it right, but if you do it too much, you're just gonna feel awful. Hard reads like H-Brass and A-Train and all that sort of stuff, that's kind of the stereotypical RPS band where you kind of just throw rock and hope you're winning. Bands, while not the greatest, can still play neutral, especially with assists like L-Shot and George behind him, so you don't have to commit to just hard reading them. And so it worked out once, and then you went for it again, and you got blown up for it. It's just, I wouldn't recommend doing it consistently. If you like feel it in your bones that it's gonna hit, it's a good thing to go for, but you shouldn't be feeling it in your bones like 5 times in a row, if that makes any sense. Doesn't kill. Good incoming. Good pressure. No pickup, unfortunate. Oh my god, L-Shot saved you there. What the hell? Okay, was he in? No, he wasn't. You had a safe THC behind you. I can respect it. Dry. I literally always do VoD review at this time on this day. And then asked in HydraCord if people wanted to help. Get off of me. And dead. Okay. Zoning up. Just keep him full screen. That's kind of difficult to punish, but actually how minus is banned raw tag? You don't need to hop off Tarkov. Dude, just have fun. Where's the wiki? Heck. I should probably know how minus this is off the top of my head at this point. Minus 18. So most of your options are likely you can even heavy punch to just get a free little bit of chip damage. Is there anything else that's better? Yeah. It's annoying to punish, but there are buttons. Well, so the frame is yeah, she might not be able to. I don't know. It's yeah. The issue with it being minus 18 is their sweep is 17 frames, and that gives you 1 frame to close that entire distance. Yeah. What? I guess it works. It's a little scuffed. Default zoning pattern. You... So... I know wanting to get the hit... Like, I can understand constantly doing the H teleport mix, but... You consistently fish for it. And, a lot of these characters, you could be very much just fine waiting full screen for them to try and approach you. You don't even wait for them to get to, like 3/4 or half screen before you kind of mess with the teleport stuff. You just, oh, they're full screen, they've been blocking this for 4 volleys, and haven't gotten any closer. I'm going to put myself right next to them and hope they don't deal with it properly. It's pretty risky for what you're doing in basically a winning situation. Because if they're full screen, they're where Peacock wants them to be. Yeah, wake up DP. It's perfectly fine. Not dash blocking, unfortunate. DP doesn't hit very high. It's kind of hard to punish, but... Raw attack was alright. I'll give you a pass. You don't have egret? Yeah, that's awkward. Safe jump? Nice. Good punish. Or neutral jump. Safe jump, whatever. Way to recognize those tiers are gonna kind of mess you up. Alright, how much? I don't know if you were worried about Undizzy, but, or had you already used? Off of crouching heavy punch pillar in the corner, you can use your sweep. The timing is weird on band, so I don't know if you were just, or it's tight on band. I don't know if you were just worried about missing it and wanting to keep it simple, but I think you had the Undizzy to do sweep L shot and then one final string, which I think is going to be a little bit better than you picking up with jab. But overall, good job confirming, honestly. Oh yeah, you do know. Okay. Yeah, you literally just tried to do it here. If you have OTG, it's I'm pretty sure the best pickup off of it. You're fine. Yep. Okay, yeah, you do know the route. Oh, you know the whole route. Nice, okay. Yeah, that's the corner route I still do. I might be moving on from it now, but that's done me well for a while. I mean, you've been playing Parasol for the longest, haven't you? Or am I crazy and this whole team's new? Your assist is gonna eat that, yep. No, you didn't DHC this time. Okay. The thing I hate is the reason that makes him so afraid is because you've done the SSJ so many times after. Punish. Wait, I'm assuming you did the wrong bang there, because that's not something you do. Good tech. Or maybe they were teching your throw, I don't know. Not dead, what's your wake up? Don't do SSJ. Like, that's still not a wake up. That's so gross. Raw tag? No, you keep her in this time. Okay. If you're gonna do a brass like that, did you have your assist? Where was it? I would highly recommend calling shot behind you just to help cover it and make it harder to punish. Because raw brasses are some of the easiest things to punish in the game. Yep, just jump them out. Nice. Smart decision. Yep. Unfortunate drop. Pretty sure that wasn't intentional, but cool job jumping over it. Yeah, teleport out. I was about to say, you should be careful about running yourself into a corner. That works. One thing to keep in mind, and this is, I think, the second-ish time I've seen this. Bayo Arm only has one hit. And this is the same with Annie Stinger. If you have an assist in front of you, or in your case, your Peacock, you could also have Lenny out. If the hit goes into that, you can just walk up during the entire recovery of it and get a counter hit. And so you might not have needed to spend meter here. Oh yeah, George did hit first. I thought he flew over George. Okay. No. I missed that. You're right. She's small. Sad drop. Questionable pressure afterwards. Good reaction. I think you could have done without the George and just done the Lenny. You don't get punished for it, but yeah, keep in mind how your DHCs are gonna work. It works. I mean, the game was basically over at that point, but because it seems like an autopilot thing, so they might do it in a game where it won't actually be the game over. So, just a thing to comment on. Understanding how your team DHCs is really important. Man, I've been taking my sweet time with these. Yep. Default round start, perfectly fine. Zoning, teleport, get yourself out of the corner. Get armed, yeah. Good pressure. Get yourself out of the corner. Zoning begins again. Band mirrors. What were you doing here? Kinda called the assist not on your terms. A little bit of an iffy time to call the assist. Good way to be aware of punishing that raw tag. And the George. Good confirm. Okay. Tags into better neutral. So, this is a little bit more specific thing. At this spacing right here, stand heavy punch is a god button here. They try and up forward. They're not getting over you. It will force them to block. Umbrella might have a button that's a little bit faster, but she has to be calling you out pretty hard pressing that button, because usually most of her buttons will lose to jab, which also hits at this range. So you can play the yeah, but both of those would lose to Parasol jab, so they need to be really hard calling you out on the 5 heavy punch. Maybe not the dash 2LK, that gets her pretty low. But it is, both those options are really risky and don't beat a lot of common buttons Parasol would use here, because also crouch medium punch is another button she would push here. And so if you have them like at this space in the corner, you are very happy as Parasol, because you have so many different buttons that you can use to check their different things. Jab, 2MP, stand heavy punch. All phenomenal buttons here. And then you can also use how 2MP and your sweep change you to Kara cancel. Yeah, you just throw a tier. They push block you out, you dash forward and try and keep them in the corner again. It's kind of how Parasol works in a nutshell. You check their options, get push block out, and then either use that space to start zoning again, or you can dash back in and be violent. And the second they miss a push block or don't push block you out, you all of a sudden get to high-low them because you have 2LK, 2MK, and then 4 heavy kick, along with your other reasonably reaching lows and highs. Yeah. 2MP is good. The one problem with 2MP and jab, they're both faster, but they don't check people up forwarding over you, especially the small characters and the characters that rise really quickly. So like Double or Fortune, who like just pull their legs up immediately as they up forward. But they're all really good options to just keep people stuck in the corner. And a lot of people really like up forwarding out of the corner, myself included. I'm just gonna, like, it is a preference thing, but I'm just gonna disagree with you there, Juice, because Parasol loves that range. The range where her buttons hit you and your buttons don't hit her. That's exactly where Parasol wants you to be. Good way to punish the bad incoming. Do you have light kick? Oh, yeah. You realize. Too late. I mean, it's 2 hits. It's pretty good. Zoning. You could use a little bit of tosses. Good confirm. But overall, it's not looking bad at all. So, I know you're afraid of the H giant step, but you don't need to be preemptively jumping. You can just hold your ground, do like 1 H toss, an L shot. Sometimes they call you out at the right time and they get lucky. Other times they get counter hit by a shot. So it's jumping preemptively just limits your options, because a lot of your specials you like to do on the ground, and while you're in the air, there's nothing you can do while you're in the air full screen. So he gets to E-break and get closer to you. And then if he's close enough and you're consistently jumping because you're that afraid of giant step, you just get A-trained and explode. Nice. Yeah, staying on the ground just limits his options a lot more. Man, Twitch really doesn't like y'all. What the hell? I'm curious what it thinks it's censoring. Yeah, good mix. Peacock having an air dash just does this. Oh, good block, good punish. Yep. Unfortunate drop. Get TP'd on. That is a really aggressive choice. It can work, but so would backdash zoning. I hate that your L shot assist goes through Lenny, but an opposing Parasol L shot doesn't. That infuriates me, honestly. Yeah, they do. Then I get summoned Randomrock at the start, so... Again, paying attention to the tiers. Gold burst bait, nice. Good mix, unfortunate drop. Yeah, that's gonna block that. You could have just jabbed and punished, I think. Honestly. Generic mix. Drop. DP'd on. Yeah, you gotta delay that a little bit. It's a fun route you went for, though. Alright, last one. I've spent 50 minutes on this 10-game set. What the hell am I doing? Pressing a button, got hit. Pop. Tech away. Punish. Groupie. Oki gets thrown. Good DP. Again, a much better option than slamming Lenny and SSJing. Combo? No, okay, you don't know these. Yeah, more Beora tags. It's just gonna kind of keep on happening. And you draw attack. That didn't punish that, are you? Okay. Still, I'm gonna revert back to my other point. Rock, paper, scissors, band is not the way to be playing band. Going for raw A-train reads is questionable. Good PBGC. Really good. Do you have these? Kind of. That's a kill. Also, Juice, just play both. Play the cat with Eldritch Assist and commit war crimes. That stuff is so stupid. Just keep on zoning. Yep. You don't really have anything to be afraid of. You can react to just about everything he does full screen, so you should just keep throwing your pattern. Keel. Nice. I mean, honestly, if you wanted to have a lot of fun, you could play Fortune P Philia. And go L George H Hairball. Because H Hairball with headless is hilarious and yeets the head across the screen. Okay, before I get too distracted. Main things I wanted to talk about. It got better. It definitely got better over the course of the set, but some of your reversal options were like the highest commitment options possible. And so trying to use M-Bang a little bit more rather than just slamming George and SSJing. You had a couple raw tags when you were in pressure that just kind of looked like panic. It did definitely get better throughout the course of the set, so I don't think it's as big an issue as I expected it to be towards the start. Your Peacock zoning was a little bit timid at times. You took a little while to get started, but you're also new to the character and learning, so it's not the end of the world, just something to start thinking about trying to get set up as quickly as possible. Most of your run starts are fine. You only did the run start sweep once, so I'm like, it's a small thing. And I'm a big try to limit your risks player, so I would advise against it, but honestly, it's personal preference. Sometimes Peacock being violent just wins. But sometimes Peacock being violent, especially against a grappler like Beowulf, will just get you exploded as well. Things to consider. All of your routes were a little bit inconsistent. You're learning a new team, it's whatever. A little bit more time in lab, a little bit more time just getting comfy with the characters. You had some really good confirms with Parasol, especially when you recognized the tiers were going to pop at a bad time, and so you adjusted your route and confirmed off of it afterwards. I would say you're like, it's either predictable or inevitable, but it just feels like you're never content to just sit full screen and force someone to show you they can deal with your zoning. You always end up choosing to teleport in after like somewhere between 3 and 6 volleys. If they're not going to be able to deal with your zoning, you have no reason to approach them. It's once they've shown they can deal with it and they're starting to pick their way through your zoning that you can start throwing in some of the more weird stuff, like changing up when you're using the item drop, or if you're waiting for them to hit full or mid screen and then holding M item to halt their approach, or until they're like starting to think about how they're getting around your bombs, and then you just teleport to the other side and run away to the other corner. Those are a couple things. Overall, not all that bad. I would recommend possibly trying to watch some VoDs of band players. So like Mao, CatPie, any of the usual subjects like Sage have pretty good bands. And as much as people like to dumpster on him, yeah, his neutral isn't that great and he has some really bad matchups, but played well, he can still space. Like, he has some good buttons. His crouch heavy punch, if used properly, explodes people from a distance, so on and so forth. Just a couple things to be thinking about. And yeah, if you wanted to be a little bit more aggro with Peacock, instead of always doing teleport, like Baghdad is saying, holding M item and just running at them. Very few characters can deal with it. It's stupid. Um, is there anything specific? Not really. I don't think I got to see your Peacock or Band mix all that much, because sometimes it was kind of just drops. But it looked like it was getting there. I saw a little bit of that. Your Parasol routes and mix was... It was good. It's the stuff I use. It works. It just works. You can get more fancy, you can do some other things, but the stuff you have is already a really good foundation. But yeah. Overall, honestly, I think just playing more will help you a lot.